Hi guys, welcome to my 21-week pregnancy vlog. I am currently in New York City, staying at the Bowery. Here's my little Bowery buddy. I'm about to go out for dinner, hence why I'm wearing lipstick. Not my usual look for a vlog. This week has been really interesting. We have been in Byron Bay, which has been so incredibly beautiful. And we arrived about just over a week ago. And we are staying with our friend, or we were staying with our friends, the Diagons. So I'm actually godmother to Chrissy and James's daughter, Charlotte. It was a trip that we had planned for a while, and we had always heard that look at my bud. We had always heard that that Byron Bay would be, I was going to say the Bowery, that Byron Bay would be a place that we would really love to go as a family. And I think we've toyed with the idea of buying a place there, and it seems very much our speed. So we were also kind of going on a mission to suss out the area, see how we feel about the place. And honestly, we fell in love with it. It is so magical. The first few days was like, whoa, this is really touristy. There are a lot of young people. It was schoolies. I was like, are we really going to fit in? We're a family. And then once I went just to the outskirts of Byron Bay, it just became so beautiful and luscious, and the beaches are pristine, and honestly there's hardly anyone there. There are all these magical hidden gems, and a river that you drive to, and then you hike 8 minutes down to get to this beautiful river which is right next to the beach, and then another spot where you hike down to get to these rock pools and a beach, and there's hardly anyone there, although they did say it's a nudist beach. We did see one guy with his dingling out, and our kids were like, what's going on? That was funny. But it was just, honestly, the beaches in Australia are phenomenal, and in particular in and around Byron Bay. We were really blown away. The food's all organic and beautiful. We went to so many amazing restaurants, and the kids just were in their element, running around outdoors, no screen time, just really enjoying themselves and connecting with each other. And the people that we went with, they have 3 children. They have their oldest is their daughter Charlotte. She just turned 6 actually while we were there, and then Leo is going to be 5 next year, in the middle of next year. And then little Rafi she's 14 months old. And so we were all living in the same house, which is wild and crazy, and we all parent relatively the same. They really find that having a set schedule works for them in terms of naps and various things. So it was actually quite interesting to watch how another family does it, they do it quite differently to us, but we all communicate the same, which is so fantastic. So when I would communicate about boundaries with Bodhi, that would also translate to Charlotte and Leo, and vice versa. So we went with a really great family who we just mesh so well with. We all have the same ideas about stuff, similar morals, and it just worked really well, because when you go away and you're like really living with someone on holiday, you see their best and worst selves, and we really all just bonded, and we came up with all these great ideas. And Christiane and I were we're launching a business together, and then James and Mark, they're thinking of doing something together too. So it was just a really productive holiday. I had a few moments of feeling body conscious because I had to be in my bathers so much. Definitely I found with this one, my body shape is very different from with the boys. I'm not all belly, I'm kind of the whole way around, including my butt. So I've I'm definitely not fitting into anything. And, you know, that's okay. But I certainly had a few moments of, oh, God, I've got to get my bathers again, which I moved through. And, yeah, it was quite funny because here I am, I'm in New York, and I have these 2 nights to myself. I'm here for the Chanel show, which is amazing. It's my first Chanel show, and they've given me so many beautiful Chanel products and various things, and it's all quite luxurious. But the actual reality of my life is, whilst I get to have these moments on very rare occasions, I was dealing with puking children all week, and then sure enough, Mummy got sick. So on the plane, the 14-hour flight to LA from Brisbane, I almost made it through, and then I was watching Black Swan, and it was kind of getting to some of the grosser bits where she's like scratching the feathers out of her back, and that was it. Sent me over, and I just vomited pretty much all over myself. I managed to have a bag that, let's just say, wasn't really waterproof. And so I dealt with a mess on the plane, which was fantastic, but the staff are amazing. Thanks, Qantas, for helping me out. I blamed pregnancy. I was like, it could be gastro, but I think it might just be pregnancy. Anyway, so that was fantastic. And then I landed here and straight into a dinner with the Chanel girls, and checked into the Bowery, which is very fancy, and, you know, saw Marion Cotillard, I don't know how to say her name, in the reception area, and a lot of other people I recognised. And I'd just come off a plane, so many flights, and I had puked on myself, and I was wearing a mismatched outfit of bits and pieces I had to grab in between LA and New York because my other stuff was dirty. And so I got here, I was like, wow, what, you know, it's like the juxtaposition of life. I'm about to go and be all fancy at this fashion show and get dressed up and have my hair and makeup done, and, you know, I'm without my kids. And then, you know, 2 hours earlier I was puking, and the whole week we've been dealing with children with gastro, and don't even want to know the amount of vomit that has been all over my body for the last week. But there you go, #mum life. But it's good. I bawled my eyes out saying goodbye to Bodhi and Forrest, but more Bodhi because Forrest was very chill. Bodhi was completely fine, but in the morning he kept talking to me about death and dying, and, you know, when are people going to die, and when is Nanny going to die, and is Mummy and Daddy going to die, and if they die, will I ever get to see them again, and, you know, if you go away, what if you don't come back? And it's so hard to figure out what to say to a child at that age. So I was like, of course I'm coming back. I'm not going to die. I'm going to be an old, wrinkly woman with great grandchildren before I die. But the reality of the situation is you just actually don't know. And so it was really hard to figure out how to navigate that. But obviously I was like, I'm not going to die. You'll see, Mum. You'll come straight back. You're going to have a daddy extravaganza. It's only 2 nights, which ends up being 4 nights because of the 1 night to get to New York from Australia and the 1 night to get back. But yeah, it's nice. I read a bunch on the plane. I had some self-care time, apart from the puking incident. And now I'm hanging out here, and my best friend Annabelle came for the trip as well. So she came from LA. She's my stylist. And yeah, so I'm really loving it. And it's been a really interesting week, very family focused, and lots of talking about, oh my God, I was about to say her name. Lots of talking about our baby girl. Some of you figured out her name anyway. If you look hard enough, you'll be able to figure it out. So yeah, it's just really been lovely, and a connected week, and we're all getting very excited, and over halfway now until she's here. I cannot believe it. She was keeping me up on the plane too. So yeah, that's it. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to show you my belly shot because I'm in a robe, but I'll show you. Figure out how to show you. Is that enough of a belly shot? Here we go. Let's make sure I don't show anything. Da, 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 da. That is the belly. There it is.